It's now or never. Hello, Bookworm family. If you're new, I'm Danny. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button down below. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell because I am posting lots and lots of new content all the time. And if you're not already following me on Instagram, please be sure to do that. It is at @the_dancing_bookworm. And on there I post full reviews and bookish content. So, whoops, I just knocked over a pile of books. We're off to a great start. What we are doing today is based off of one of Becca and the Books, I think is the channel name. Becca and the Books. Her idea to do these books will self-destruct in 12 months. So I have a stack of books in front of me. I have 10 to be exact, of books that I think I will probably never get around to reading, and they need to either be read by a certain point or be unhauled, because right now they're taking up space on my bookshelf that could belong to other books, and other books could make it to their home, and they're just kind of been sitting there for a while, and they need to have something done with them, either read or unhaul. So basically what Becca does is she gives herself 12 months to read through a list of 10 books that she thinks she is not going to read, and if at the end of 12 months she has not read them, she has to unhaul them. It's basically what I'm going to do, except I'm not going to be so nice to myself. I'm going to give myself until my December unhaul. So last year I ended up doing my unhaul in November because my father passed away and we were moving. So I did my unhaul then because I had to clean out all my bookshelves anyway to move. But standardly, I would like to do my unhauls in December at the end of the year. Take all the books that I am not interested in reading in the new year or in New Year's to come, and get rid of them. So either donating them, giving them to other friends, or, you know, in the rare occasion, I just trash it. Now, I have to say, I've only actually thrown out one book before, and it's because the content in it was so offensive to me as a person with mental health struggles and a person who has been at her wit's end and, struggled a lot. It was so highly offensive to me that I threw the book out. I know. It's like a crime against my bookhood. But I just couldn't be responsible for it getting into somebody else's hands who might use the book and have it become dangerous to them. It just had a lot of false information, and it really encouraged things that are dark and not something that I would ever want to be responsible for giving to somebody. So I did throw that book out. That is the one book I've ever thrown out. Everything else I donate to either a library or a thrift store or schools or people that I know will read them, etc., etc. Churches, if I have some like Christian books, I'll donate to churches. But yeah, for the most part, I do donate quite a bit at the end of the year. But for some reason, these 10 books in front of me, I have just hung on to. Like something eventually is going to happen with them. And it hasn't so far. So I'm going to put myself on a deadline. I have until the last week of December to read, or I gotta get rid of them. So we're gonna go through them really quick. So the first book on that list is The House of Drier Drears by Virginia Hamilton. This book says, the house held secrets Thomas knew even before he first saw it looming gray and massive on the ledge of the rock. Basically there's an abolitionist ghost who is haunting the house. So a ghost who worked on the Underground Railroad is haunting this house. It doesn't really give me a plot in the summary. So the reason that I picked up this book was because there is this cute, adorable little bookstore just 45 minutes north of me that I go to a lot. And the lady there is just so kind-hearted and sweet. And I had you have to spend like so much to get like a free book or something, like $1 book coupon or something, and I was just shy of spending that. So instead of giving me $1 book coupon anyway, she gave me a free book, which this book at her store was priced out at $2.99. So she could have given me $1 book coupon and it would have saved her more money, but this was a $3 book that she gave me instead. So obviously I wasn't going to turn it down because she was so sweet to give it to me, but also, I don't know if it's really my cup of tea. I do like learning about the Underground Railroad. I do like learning about abolitionists and stuff like that. It has now been on my shelf for 2 years, and I have not picked it up. So, and it feels like a short read. It's not even 300 pages. So there's no reason why I shouldn't pick this up other than the fact that it doesn't seem like it appeals to me. So we're gonna hopefully read this by the last week of December, otherwise I have to unhaul it soon. The next one I have is Paper Towns by John Green. If I am correct, this is about a girl who wants to leave her hometown. This main character, Q, he gets close to her, she ends up leaving because she said she was going to leave, and she leaves him clues to go find her, kind of thing is what it sounds like. So here's the thing. I picked up this book because I wanted to start reading John Green, because I know people love John Green. The only John Green I have ever read, I know this is going to be like a booktuber sin, but is the Let It Snow book that he wrote with 2 other authors, and he only wrote a small section of it. I'm not a John Green fan from that, and I also just, when The Fault in Our Stars came out, it just sounded so opposite of something that I would have enjoyed that I just never cared to read anything by him. However, I've heard things about this book that makes me interested in it. It does sound like one of the ones that out of his books I might enjoy, but I just have not. I mean, it's been sitting on my shelf for only a year now, but it's just been kind of looming there. Like, I probably could have put this in a TBR raffle video several times and have just boop, 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 skipped over it to go to a different book. So we'll give it till December, see if I've read it. If not, we'll be unhauling it. Okay, so the next one I've had for, I want to say, almost 3 years now. This is The Memory Keeper's Daughter. This is by Kim Edwards. This is about a guy who I believe his daughter is born with Down syndrome. Yes. So his daughter's born with Down syndrome, and he's trying to make things better, worse, I don't know. He's trying to make things better for them, and he ends up telling the nurse to take the baby away to an institution. I don't know the time period of this book. Oh, 1964. It says right here. 1964. So this book sounded really interesting to me when my nephew was born. My nephew's now 4. And I feel like I bought this around the time he was 1 year old. So about 3 years ago. I don't care. Like, I don't care about reading this. Like, it sounds horrible, but it just, I mean, it's been sitting on my shelf for 3 years, and I literally bought it because I was like, I really do enjoy reading books that have characters with Down syndrome in it. However, it doesn't sound like we're actually going to get to meet this person with Down syndrome. It sounds more like a father who's an idiot and gives up his kid because she was born with special needs, and that's it. So that's what it sounds like to me. I don't know. It's only, let's see, would it be a fast read? Let's see. Okay, so it's about 400 pages. The print's not terribly small. It's about average size print. I just don't know. I just don't know if I will like it. So we're gonna give it till December. We'll see. Okay, so this is the book right here coming up that I've had on my TBR for the longest time. Out of all the books on my shelf, besides my Harry Potter books, it is the oldest. No, that's not even true. The Harry Potter books that I currently have, I bought after this because I had left my other Harry Potter books at my ex's when I moved. So that's not even true. It's not even true. This is The Card Turner by Louis Sachar. It has been on my shelf for, I want to say, how long ago did I work at a preschool? 5 years. It has been on my shelf for 5 years, and I have not picked this book up. So this is about a boy, I think it's about, I don't even remember what it's about anymore, but I think it's about a boy who, he's living with his uncle who's old and sick, and he finds out that he's really good at, like, counting cards or something. This is probably a horrible description of this, but I think he finds out that he's good at counting cards, and he ends up getting into illegal gaming. I don't know. It says, Alton soon finds himself intrigued by his uncle, the game of bridge, and especially the pretty and shy Tony Castaneda as the summer goes on. So maybe this has nothing to do with counting cards. Why did I think this had something to do with counting cards? I don't know. It sounds like some kid who gets really good at playing bridge. Why did I think this was about counting cards? I don't know. Now it doesn't even sound like anything I'm interested in. Now it just sounds like a book that I would not care about. So I don't know why I picked this up. Something in my head was like, Card Turner, yeah, sure. Counting cards, sure. I don't know if I ever even read the summary. It sounds like maybe I didn't. So yeah. Yeah, I don't know why I picked this up. I do know I got this from the bookmobile that was in the town that I was working in at the time. So basically what happened is the bookmobile would come to the preschool that I worked at like twice a year, and the kids could go on and pick out a book for free, and they always gave them like a little snack and a goodie and stuff like that, and they had a whole section of adult YA and like older middle grade books that you could pick from. However, that shelf was like this wide. So there was like maybe 10 books on it, and they would always be like, oh, teachers, pick out a book. And I recognized the author's name, so I think that's why I picked this up. Like, Louis Sachar wrote Holes, he wrote Small Steps, and I've read both of those books and really enjoyed them. So maybe I would enjoy this book because I do like his writing, but for some reason I thought this was about counting cards. I don't know. Maybe I was thinking of the movie 21? I don't know. Anyways, it has till December. So the next one I have is 12 Again by Sue Corbett. This, I don't even know what this is about. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I have never read the summary on this. So the story behind this book is that when I was at the bookstore up north that I was talking about, I was cashing out, and the lady goes, oh, you like middle grade novels? I'm like, I do. I love reading middle grade novels. She's like, do you have somebody who's in middle school at home? I go, no, I just really enjoy reading middle grade novels myself. And she goes, oh, have you ever read 12 Again? And I was like, no. She goes, you gotta read it. So that's why I have this book. She gave it to me for free. She really wanted me to read it. Let's see what it's about. Because only 12-year-old Patrick McBride can solve the mystery brewing in Long Island neighborhood. His mother has vanished. He has repeatedly tried to email her. He knows she took her laptop computer with her, but she's not responding. Unless he can get her back, he faces a life of waiting on his brothers. But this mystery has a puzzling ingredient: a rabbit, a black rabbit, a hidden key, an amber-colored elixir, and a new girl at Halloween, and a new girl at school, and a full moon on Halloween. Can Patrick do the impossible? So it sounds cute. It sounds like something I'd be interested in. I just have never actually read that summary before, so I guess I kind of need to put it in this video to be like, hey, you might be interested in this. Overall, I really just can't say no to that woman at the bookstore, and I've just never really cared about some of the books that she's given me, but this one might be promising. So, you know, December. We have till December. So the next one I have is The Wife Between Us. This is by Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekkanen. Sorry, I butchered those names. So this is about, basically, I think it's like a jealous ex-wife. She's obsessed with her replacement. You will assume you know the anatomy of this tangled love triangle. Assume nothing. So this is a thriller. basically about a love triangle, but it also says don't assume that it's about a love triangle, so now I'm stuck because that's what I thought it was about. So, this was gifted to me by a family friend. She read it, she loved it, she highly recommended it to me. I have just never really cared for thriller, or not thrillers, but like, I don't know, anything with like a domestic thriller, I guess. Like, I really like Riley Sager books because, like, I read The Last Time I Lied, and I'm very interested in reading The Final Girl soon because they don't revolve around a love story. So I don't know if this is going to revolve around a love story. It sounds like it will, and that's not my favorite thing. However, I've heard really good things about this on BookTube. And you know what? The other thing is I thought I would really hate the book You for the same reason. I was like, oh, it's gonna be something with love and gushy and mushy. And I loved that book. That book was fantastic. So maybe I just need to suck it up, read this book, see what the hype is about, and then I can make my own judgments. But right now I'm just like, ooh, love triangle, ooh, rough. But it says not to assume anything. So I don't know, guys. These are a lot of books to read that I'm on a teeter-totter. So the next one is The Night Olivia Fell. This is by Christina McDonald. Honestly, the reason I have put off reading this book is the cover looks boring. That is horrible. Don't judge a book by its cover. I know. Standard book rule for reader number 1. It just doesn't sound, I don't know, it does, because it sounds good. It just doesn't look fun. Does that sound stupid? But anyways, this is a thriller. This is a thriller mystery, I guess, about a girl named Olivia who falls and is brain dead, and they also find out that she's pregnant. They assume that she fell on accident or took her own life is what I think it was. She either fell on accident or took her own life, but her mother is dead set on the fact that something happened to her. She will stop at nothing to figure it out. So this book, it's really just the cover. Like, everything that I would like about a book is in this. It's mystery, it's thriller, it's a mother-daughter relationship. I should like this book, but the cover's boring. And there's snow on it. I don't want to read books with snow on the cover. Maybe that'll end up being like a prompt for some readathon or something, and then I'll have no choice but to read that book because I think I never buy books with snow on the cover. But again, the reason I got this book, a friend did give this to me, a family friend, the same one who gave me The Wife Between Us, and she loved it. And I want to love things that people give me because they give it to me and they're like, I loved this. You will love this. And I'm like, yes, I will. I'll love this. And then I'm like, but I don't know if I want to read it because it's got snow on the cover because I'm basically 5 and that matters to me. I don't know why. So another one that friend gave me is Picture Perfect. This is by Fern Michaels. This is another thriller. So this is basically about an aunt who takes her nephew on a camping trip. Her nephew has been very, protected his whole life by his family, and basically his parents are hesitant about him going with the aunt on the camping trip, but she takes him anyway, and it turns out to be he goes missing. I'm sure you're shocked about that. So this, I feel like I would like this book because it has an aunt relationship in it. How often do you read a book with a really good aunt? You know? And I'm like the world's best aunt. So I'm gonna read all the books with the good aunts in it. You know? But here we are. It's been on my shelf for about a year now. I have not picked this up. So that's 3 mysteries in a row that I feel like I would like if I would just read them. But you know, that would be the effort of reading them. Next we have Orphan Train. This is by Christina Baker Klein. So this is about a little girl who gets sent on the orphan train during a time of war, and she is sent to live with somebody that she has never met before. It's basically like, I don't know, if you guys ever read Chronicles of Narnia, like the beginning of the book, they're on an orphan train, and that's when they get sent elsewhere. And I've always thought that part of the book was really cool. Like, I didn't know much about the orphan trains until I read Chronicles of Narnia. And I feel like I would like this. Again, it's something that I picked up. I was really adamant to get this specific one because they do have a kid's version of it. And I was like, no, I want to read the adult aspect of it. I don't really know much beyond what happens to this girl. It says she's a young Irish immigrant and she is sent to New York City to an uncertain future worlds away. So, and then it also says Molly Ayer knows that the community service position helping the elderly widow clean out the attic is only thing keeping her out of juvenile hall. So it seems like Molly and Vivian kind of become friends. I don't know. It sounds good. Again, I just haven't gotten around to it. This has very small print. So maybe this is one, like some of these maybe I could do on audiobook. And that's how I'll read them. I don't know. So the last one I have is 13 Gifts. This is by Wendy Mass. This is a YA, I believe. It's either YA or middle grade. But it says, doesn't take too long for Tara Brennan to realize that breaking into school to steal a goat while wielding a can of pepper spray is not a good idea. So that's a really good start to a summary. My friend actually, I think we were at the bookstore together and she was like, oh, this sounds like a good one, and handed it to me, and I think I just put it in my stack and bought it without really knowing anything about it. I was just like, oh, she said it sounds like a good one. Let's get it. But I do know this comes in a series, so I want to make sure that this is the first in the series, which I don't think it is. I feel like it starts with like 12 gifts or 11 gifts or something. But yeah, basically I'm going to check to see if this is a series. If it is, okay, yeah, it says from the author of 11 Birthdays and Finally. So maybe, I don't know. I don't know if this is part of a series or if it's just similar writing styles throughout her books. I don't know. But yeah, I have till December, but I probably, if it's part of a series, I probably just won't read it. Let's be real. I'm probably not going to read a series. So yeah, but those, so the 10 books, let me lift them up. Here are the 10 books that I have to read before December. Otherwise, they get donated. So they are on their little December deadline. Yeah, I realized I don't know too much about these books. And now some of them sound pretty interesting, but some of them also sound... So some of them will probably end up in the donate pile, but it is worth an effort to at least give myself a deadline, because maybe if I know that I have to read it before December, it will get read. Also, what will probably happen is it will become December and I'll be like, crud, I never read any of these, and then try to cram all 10 into the first 3 weeks of December. Probably what's going to actually happen, but we can pretend that I will remember to put them on TBR raffles and include them in readathons. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!
Wasn't that a great video? Clearly books make me very happy. Now you can make me happy too. Click the subscribe button to follow my channel. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you think I did good. And the notification bell will let you know when I post new content. Also, follow my Instagram for more book shenanigans.